us. We're Operation Homefront Southern California. We have a 4-star rating by Charity Navigator, and we're focused on meeting the needs of military families. In times of financial need, we make grants to help military families over the rough spots, and we provide many other services to help them deal with the rigors of military life. Join us in saying thanks for your service, and find out more by going to operationhomefront.net/SoCal.
XEPN 1700 AM Tecate, Baja California.
The new ESPN 1700, San Diego's home for the Major League Baseball playoffs and the World Series.
You're listening to Mr. Credit on San Diego 1700 with local credit expert Derek Evans. Now, live in studio, Mr. Credit.
Sunny San Diego, we're bringing you the most important hour in radio. Telling you everything they don't want you to know. When we say they, we mean the Wall Street nations, the government, the banks, credit bureaus, media, the settlement companies, healthcare industry, anybody who is trying to get their grubby hands on your hard-earned money. Go to MrCreditRadio.com if you want to send me an email. I'll be reading one from yesterday. Or do a Facebook search for Mr. Credit, and you will find me there. All right, we got a bunch to talk about today. World Series Game 1 tomorrow, 4:30, right here on ESPN 1700. Save this station in your dial. There is a really interesting side story behind that game. Now, if you actually look at the lineup, it's going to be Cliff Lee versus Tim Lincecum. Oh, man, you got to be excited about that. I mean, all this talk about, who cares? It's the Rangers, it's the Giants, nobody's going to watch it. If you're not watching it, then you're just not a baseball fan. That's all. Although I did think about something that would be interesting. What if they did the World Series? Instead of making it the World Series, they made it the Super World Bowl or something, and they just had one game. Imagine if there was just one game.
That would be awesome.
For the World Series. How cool would that be? Then they would have all their best pitchers pitching 2 innings, and it would be super crazy. It'd be like the Super Bowl. You'd have parties all over the place.
Why don't they do that?
Instead, they have this long drawn out series. That's just the way it's always been. Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. Your mic is hot, I believe. I'm pretty sure. But it's it would be neat. Yeah, give us one of those, will you? But here's an interesting story going on with the World Series, which is going to be right here on ESPN Radio Wednesday, 4:30. In one of the Molina brothers, and of course I have it buried here. It's Bengie Molina. Bengie Molina, brother of Yadier and the other guy. I know Yadier from the Cardinals. Bengie Molina, check this out. He is guaranteed to get a World Series ring no matter which team wins. No matter which team wins, Bengie Molina, who's a off and on catcher for the Texas Rangers, is going to get a World Series ring no matter what. Listen to this story from Yahoo Sports. Talking about having your bases covered, Bengie Molina will get a World Series championship ring regardless of whether the Texas Rangers or San Francisco Giants win at all. He is about to become the first catcher in the history of baseball, which is 5 million years old, to appear in the Fall Classic against a team he played for earlier in the season. Molina was the Giants catcher from 2007 until July 1st of this year when he was traded to Texas for reliever Chris Ray and a minor leaguer. Ray, a reliever who pitched credibly for both teams, also could end up getting a ring regardless who wins, although the Giants haven't put him on their playoff rosters. What a kick in the lower section that would be if the Giants didn't put him on the playoff roster and therefore kept him from getting a ring. Sorry, buddy. You didn't make the roster. You don't get it. So Molina played 61 games for San Francisco and 57 games for Texas during the regular season. Because of this, he qualifies as an official player for both teams. Therefore, no matter who wins, he's going to get a World Series ring. How crazy is that? You're guaranteed to get a ring before going in. I think that's a huge advantage for him. He doesn't have anything to worry about necessarily. I mean, maybe he won't be in the picture of the team with the team that wins if the Giants win, but he's still going to get the hardware. So that is I expect him to be a big player in this series because of the fact that that monkey's off his back. He doesn't have to worry about it. Guaranteed to get a ring. I've never heard of anything like that. They have to change that rule. Something's wrong there. But, hey, Benji Molina, the first player in history who is going to do it. So there you go. It's a done deal. Got an email yesterday from someone who was listening to the show when we talked about the CPR. The American Heart Association had released a few days back that they're going away from the old, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation CPR, situation to just chest compressions. So they're saying that the mouth-to-mouth is not, as good as they once thought it was. The chest compressions are better. Listen to this email from a doctor who was listening to the show. Hi, hey, I was listening to the show. I wanted to tell you a big part of why CPR compression only now is because they think people will be more likely to jump in and do it. That's right. If they don't have to risk germs by mouth-to-mouth. It is an effort to have people be more likely to do it. So keep that in mind and take it for what it's worth. I can tell you this. If it were my family member, I would do rescue breathing as well. That is coming from a doctor who was listening to the show and said, hey, I hear what you're saying, but smell what I'm cooking. Because they are basically telling you to do something because of people being afraid of germs. Now, I know some germaphobes out there, but if someone's dying, I told you about, I saw a small dog die right in front of me, and I saw it get rescued right in front of me with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I'm telling you, a little small dog was standing on all fours, just went sideways, fell over, was stiff, totally stiff, dead, and someone jumped in, did mouth-to-mouth, and the dog just woke right up. It was like she just breathed life into him. It's totally crazy. So, hey, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert here, but I am going to have to say that I'm going to have to go with the doc on this one. I'd like to get my Uncle Bob's opinion on that, the emergency room doctor in St. Louis.
Kevin Trudeau thinks.
You want to email Kevin Trudeau for me? Will you do that, Brooke?
Well, they say that all the antibacterial gel that everyone has in their purse on the walls, the little dispensers.
Right.
Well, it's always been said that actually kills, that we have good bacteria in our body.
True.
So that kills all the good stuff, so it doesn't leave you with anything. It leaves you basically naked. Mm-hmm. You can't fight off the bad germs if you have no bacteria left in your body to do it.
No, I definitely understand that, and I think that part of the problem with anything that's antibacterial, which has to do with antibiotics as well, things like that, is that you don't allow yourself to build the strength up, to defend yourself against things like that. When you kill bacteria, what happens is, well, it's not that it makes you weaker, but the strongest of the bacteria is what survives, thrives, and then multiplies. And that kind of becomes the problem. That's why if you don't put deodorant on, you will not stink. I promise you this. I know it sounds weird. But if you don't wear deodorant at all and you shave your armpit hair, you will not stink at all. At all. I had to do it.
Shave your armpit hair?
I had to do it one time because I had a bad reaction to some deodorant. Really bad. It was horrible. And, you had to shave the armpit hair, put the medicine on and stuff like that. Wasn't able to wear deodorant for weeks. Didn't stink at all. It's because when you put the deodorant on, it kills some of the bacteria, but the really strong bacteria survives that really, really stinks, and that's what makes you smell really bad. So we're telling you all kinds of stuff today. So I told you we're going to have some fun today. Hey, how about those Cowboys? How about the Cowboys? The only team that makes me feel good about watching the Chargers.
Broken collarbone.
Gosh, and you knew it too, the way he was holding it. I knew it was bad. Romo's done. But how about this for the Cowboys, Brooke? Do they need a uniform update, or is it just me?
It's just you.
It's just me? Because they've been wearing the same uniform since, 1974.
It's great. Sticking with the tradition.
Okay. Well, I think that they could update that. Maybe that's what they need to turn their luck around. Maybe not. All right, so we got the CPR update.
Have you seen the updated uniforms?
For who?
Anyone. Any teams.
They're cool.
They're felchy.
No, they're cool. Yeah, you got to get with the program. It's 2010 for crying out loud. Those old school lines and just basic, rectangular. Come on, those numbers are weak. They need to do something like the Baltimore Ravens and get it popping, get it going. We got a couple of really crazy stories here. How about the number? I'm going to actually be able to tell you in dollars how many foreclosed homes from each bank and how many past due mortgages for each bank. I got a bunch of stuff there, and then of course, Goldman has some really interesting stuff to say about what the Fed is going to do. Of course, they're just planning on spending more of our money. So, hey, what are you going to do? It's not like we can stop them. And we gave these guys a blank check, and they are writing a big number on it. No! I wish I could stop them, but I don't see that happening. How about this? Here's an interesting one for you. If you have Verizon right now, you want to stay tuned to this. There is something really interesting going on with Verizon, and it's possible that Verizon might be bringing the iPhone, but I'll give you my opinion on that in a second. Now, we've got William McDonald coming in the studio tomorrow. William is the best bankruptcy attorney in Southern California, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different debt relief strategies. You know, these debt settlement companies are still out there trying to get people. I'm still hearing the commercials. October 27th is tomorrow. That is the day that all this stuff is supposed to be coming into. All of the new FTC regulations regarding debt settlement companies are to be activated. So if you have already joined a debt settlement program, though, keep in mind, those rules do not apply to you. It's only for new entrants into the debt settlement program. No matter what, whether it's you, whether it's someone you know, if you're in a debt settlement program, stop what you're doing and take down this phone number, 858-437-0103. Keep in mind, debt settlement is the worst thing you could ever do for your credit, but Chapter 7 bankruptcy will get you out of debt in 100 days. It'll wipe everything out. Okay? You can keep the things you want to keep. You can discharge the things you want to discharge. I don't care if it's credit cards, collections, medical bills. I don't care if you've got wage garnishments or judgments, someone's suing you, you're facing foreclosure, whatever it is, Chapter 7 bankruptcy can help. And you know what? It'll also help your credit score go higher. Call William McDonald for a free consultation. Don't make the mistake of thinking you have to deal with this financial stress. You don't. Use the laws that Donald Trump, Henry Ford, Walt Disney have used. Call William McDonald today to become debt-free. 858-437-0103. 858-437-0103. All those stories and more when we come back. Mr. Credit Radio, ESPN 1700.
If you have questions about your credit, call 858-673-4299. That's 858-673-4299 to speak with Mr. Credit, or go to MrCreditRadio.com.
You know, I've worked with plenty of different mortgage companies in San Diego, and while there are some who do a great job, there is only one that I can say is truly the best in the business. The Craig Sewing Lending Group provides an experience and expertise in real estate financing that is absolutely second to none. I've known Craig for a dozen years, and I know you would be satisfied working with him. Call 888-880-9500. That's 888-880-9500, or go to craigsewing.com if you're interested in buying real estate in Southern California. It's also worth considering the terms on your loan if you already own property. Rates are at levels that just absolutely boggle the mind right now, and chances are you could save some easy money here. Call Craig Sewing today, 888-880-9500, and tell him Mr. Credit sent you. That's 888-880-9500, or online at craigsewing.com.
Looking for work during this economy can be very discouraging. If you are looking for help, call 1-800-841-2020 or go to empleo.gov.mx. They will assist you in looking for a job, and they will give you all the information you need for job training. This message was brought to you by the federal government.
Hey, baseball fans. Now that you've found ESPN 1700, don't forget that you can hear your financial consultants, Josh, Siobhan, and Chris, on the Market Pulse radio show weekdays from 1 to 2 right here on ESPN 1700. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Well, you bought her a car, you bought the house, you even bought her that rock. Oh, but now you'll call 1-800-DIVORCE, so she won't clean your clock.
Hey man, if you're facing a divorce, custody, or child support issue, don't go it alone. You need the professionals at 1-800-DIVORCE to help protect your rights.
This is Rick Jones of the law firm Goldberg & Jones. Selecting the right attorney for your divorce is one of the most important decisions a man can make. Even though your case may last only a few months, the impact lasts a lifetime. Our firm represents husbands and fathers in divorce, custody, and child support cases.
Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Get your phone questions answered at no charge. That's 1-800-DIVORCE, serving the entire greater San Diego area.
Call 1-800-DIVORCE.
Are your wages being garnished? Are you sick of seeing your paycheck be less than what you really earned? If you have any judgments that might be garnishing your wages and you would like to make it stop, filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy relief could allow you to eliminate any judgments and all of your credit card debt. And more often than not, you'll have a much higher credit score afterward. Mr. Credit recommends you speak with William McDonald and the McDonald Legal Group.